For a finished product, there is a cost involved if there is a failure happens in that product, because rework has to be done to ensure that it is as per the quality standards. And if there is a warranty clause or something, yes, the product has to be shipped back, or and then it has to be reworked, and then it has to be sent back. All this involves a cost. So that is called the failure cost. So many a time there is the shortcuts might not work. I mean, if a product, to make a product, if this is going to take this much time, at times the schedule compression or fast track might end up in a failure, and the failure cost will be, there will be associated failure cost as well. So this is where the project manager plays a critical role to analyze the situation and then take a call so that the failures can be avoided. Cost effect diagram, it's also known as Ishikawa fishbone diagram, mainly used as a quality tool in a quality related problem, just to check what was the effect, or what was the cause for which the failure has happened. And similarly in risk management also, to identify the risk, this is used. That is the cost effect diagram, or the Ishikawa diagram. The S-curve, which is to a plot or a graphical representation which is plotted against the cumulative cost or the labor hours, percentage of work against the time. So if you look at this chart as such, you have the planned and you have the actuals. So if you go as per this S curve, because it is in this S curve is below the planned one, the meaning of this S chart, which is shown in this slide, you are below the budget and as per the schedule. A project, because there's a difference between a product and a project, because product generally it is produced in large numbers, so the manufacturing process evolves over a period of time, and then they will say clearly the expectations are set. This is how it will work. If I buy a car, because I see multiple cars from the same manufacturer, I know this is how it is going to perform. The project is more of a one-time unique which is going to happen. In that case, the acceptance criteria is very essential for both for the customer and the vendor. It's based on what condition the customer is going to accept the product. So these is the acceptance criteria are generally given clearly during the even in the statement of work stage itself, that is even prior to the initiation process. The acceptance criteria would be provided by the customer. But from a definition standpoint, as it is indicated here, the pre-established standard or the requirement or the condition or a criteria which the product must satisfy to be accepted by the user or the customer or a stakeholder.